Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Author Spotlight. Hey, it's your host with the most, your man, Darren M. Palmer. I'm so excited to be with you today. I got my girl, Ashley Roberts, in the building. Ashley Roberts, I'm just going to share a little bit about her. She's a native of D-Town, Dallas, Texas, and a former women's basketball letter winner at the University of Texas, Hook 'em. While on the 40 acres, Roberts received her bachelor's degree in physical culture and sports with a minor in business. Currently, Roberts is furthering her education in pursuit of a master's degree from her alma mater. Under the guidance of former coaches, Roberts was exposed to a form of leadership that enables her to excel on the court and rise to the forefront as a young female coach. Roberts has had the pleasure of coaching young ladies on various levels from elementary to high school. She prides herself on teaching these young ladies how to utilize sports as a vehicle to drive them through life instead of just perfecting the skill set of their sport. Coach Roberts wants to spread the knowledge that has attributed to her success in the coaching industry. Her expertise, passion, and drive has fueled her in creating a system that empowers those that aspire to achieve success at the next level. With the proper guidance and mentorship, Roberts believes that she can help players develop as they grow as individuals on and off the court. Hey, we're so excited to have on Ashley Roberts, the author of Changing Lanes. Thank you for coming on today, Ashley.
No problem.
Yeah, I feel like Steve Harvey. How about you? I think you need to do a better job of addressing how about you act.
It was great. That was it. That was it. You hit it on the nail.
Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you just saying that without me saying nothing. But as you can tell that me and Ashley got a great relationship with one another. But Ashley, changing lanes. You know, we heard your bio. For one, if I left anything out of your bio, please fill in the gaps if I left anything out.
I think you hit it. That was it.
All right. So now just share with us changing lanes. I want to jump right into it. With Changing Lanes, share, why did you write this as your first book?
Well, I see it's a big gap, and a lot of athletes don't know what to do when they finish, or don't really understand that sports can help you in your everyday life. So after seeing it so often, I didn't know if I wanted to write something for athletes fresh out of college or not. And I kind of decided I wanted to go down to the younger market to get them while they're in sports so that they can understand the things that they're learning. So that's kind of why I wrote the book, to help athletes truly understand that sports is to an advantage instead of a disadvantage.
I like that. Advantage instead of a disadvantage. And, for those who are looking, it's all about perspective. Those who are listening and looking at this particular podcast is about perspective. What is it in your life that you could be viewing just the wrong way? If you just took another perspective or another look, or you step to the side instead of just looking at what's in front of you. If you had a macro vision instead of a micro vision of the situation, you'll look at life totally different. So, I'm glad that you brought that up, Ms. Roberts. Now, with the book Changing Lanes, and I see the things that you're doing with it, it's one thing to say, I want to write a book. And then there's something called effort, and there's something called putting up funds to get a book done. And so if you don't mind, share with us, what made you believe that you could write a book when so many had failed at the task?
I would probably say, honestly, connecting. I've always wanted to write a book, but thought, there's no way possible I can write a book. But honestly, talking to different people and really connecting with you and, understanding that to write a book, you have a team. You're not doing everything yourself. And once I kind of got that through my brain and saw that, I was like, okay, I can really do this.
As the old coach I had once told me, Miss Roberts, teamwork makes the dream work. Yep. And that's the thing that, when we look at transferable skills, that's something that during my time of being in athletics or whatnot, that stuck with me, because so many of us, we had a great team, but it was another team that we played that I think we had 3 losses that year. And it was one team that beat us twice. But the thing was that they played better team ball. So us being, just athletic was great, and we did execute somewhat, but they executed better than we did.
Right.
So even though they might not have had the same type of athletes, they had good athletes though, but they weren't great. The issue was is they played better ball. It's teamwork. So we sometimes, whether you on the court or off the court, whether you're in the classroom or in the boardroom, we sometimes leave those steps that could actually be beneficial for us in our regular life, our professional life, and our relationships, or whatever is a nonprofit. We miss out on those steps that we gleaned from when we were in childhood or when we were in sports or whatnot. And so I'm glad that you shared that, because that's what I learned about that process and what we were able to institute for as in the book process of knowing that it's not one person, it's not no I in team, there's no I in book either. So when you got that teamwork, the dream work, we're able to bring something great to life. You know, Ashley, with you sharing that, okay, I want to do a book. We know why, who you want to reach with this book. We know as well that getting the people, right people around you, getting the right information was instrumental in you doing this. But let's dig a little bit deeper. How did you actually create content? Because you are a business owner, you're somewhat of a serial entrepreneur. You're doing different things. You're pouring, you're speaking, you're coaching. You have other things that you do real estate. You got quite a bit on your plate. You said something about a master's degree. So I know people are wondering, how in the world is this girl getting stuff? I know she's a young lady, but some people are saying, how in the world is this girl getting it done? I'm trying to find a way to get write one page, and she's able to write a book with all this other stuff that she has to do. So could you give us some of the hacks? Was getting up early in the morning, writing during the day, recording yourself? What worked best for you?
I would really say setting a schedule. That really helped me, because I'll be honest, when I first started, it was like I was all over the place. Like, I need, like, really what you just said, like, I'm in school, I need to do this, I also need to write this book. But once I really like set a schedule, okay, I'm gonna write from this time to this time. And I kind of got in a habit where every day I wrote from that exact time. And then there were some days where I might have been up later, or I might have finished everything else that I had to do. I would go back to writing that book. But I really set a time every day that I would dedicate to strictly writing for the book.
Writing for the book. Now, y'all heard that. Getting the right schedule. And it's okay to know that sometimes you're going to feel like you're overwhelmed. That's natural. That's a part of the process. But then again, that's why it's important to have a team, because I can't speak for everyone else, but I know that's what I do with our clients. And we privileged to work with Ashley. Is like, I'm not going to act, as my grandmother would say, excuse the Southern vernacular here, I'm not going to run around like a chicken with my head cut off, because, I'm going to give a little bit more of that Texas flavor with you. Because the thing is that this is not my first rodeo. So with that being said, it's wisdom in the process and when you with the right people. So when you have a formula, you don't rush the process, you trust the process. So when you know the process is going to take this and that, then you don't get overwhelmed, because okay, hey, this is just part of it. Hey, that's why we have consulting on a weekly basis. Hey, that's why it's more than one person looking at this. So you don't have to worry about or feel concerned that you got to do every single thing. You got to dot every I, across every T. And I think that if you can chime in too, Ashley, I think that was beneficial for you, realizing that you didn't have to tote the whole load.
Right. No, exactly. And that's one of the things I kind of thought writing a book, I needed to write it, I needed to edit it, I need to find a design for it, I need to do this, I need to do that. But once I realized that I didn't have to do all of that, it made it so much easier for me.
Awesome. Now, Ashley, I want you to talk about this too, because you know better than anybody. Okay, you want to do a book, you got something in your heart, you want to get this done, you realize that you can do the book, but I've shared this before. I call it T&M, time and money, the investment portion of that. Share with the audience. It's one thing to want to do a book, it's one thing to find time for a book, but if you're really going to get something done, you're going to have to be willing to invest in getting a book done. Could you share that perspective with people about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really what you said. If you want to get something done, you got to invest. And for me, that's always, I'm one of those where I need to know every single detail. I need to know this, or I need to know that. But you have to, if it's something that you really want to do, you have to give up that money for it. So you have to be willing to invest to get what you want.
There you go. There you go. And I just wanted to share that. Now let's go back again. Now, you know how Ashley shared that she moved from whether it was the elementary or start with the younger group and continue to move up with the coaching. But I also want us to look at what I brought up earlier about the importance of what you're learning on the way. So some of you say, hold on, wait a minute. Darren, is this just like a sales pitch or something? No, I'm here to tell you about life. So while you're majoring on the minor and minoring on the major, some of you, because I can hear you thinking, I can see you right now through this video, some of you thinking the wrong way when we talked about investment, time, and when I said about money and when it comes to investing what you want to have. Now let's look at it. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you're going to have to sacrifice some time and some money. You're going to have to invest in that relationship. If you're saying that you want to pour in and have children, guess what? You're going to have some time with those children. You're going to have to invest some money with those children to get some of the things and some of the experiences that you want to have. If you go to church, you're going to have to invest some time and some money at that church to help it touch the lives of people that you want it to touch. So it's not just in the book process, it's a universal law when it comes to life, that you must be willing to put some time into something that you deem important, and you must be willing to invest some funds or something to help it get where you want it to go. And so what Ashley is bringing up is that you basically get what you pay for. If you're not willing to invest, it's so many people come in and say that I want to do a book until it comes time for them to put some money down. Now we're hearing crickets. You know, well, it was in my spirit. Well, I knew I need to do that. I know it would help my career, but you're not willing to sacrifice. As my man E.T. would say, you got to be willing to give up to go up. Yep. And that's something that what he shared that really stuck with me. I'm going to have to give up certain things to get where I want to be as far as my health or as far as my mindset, as far as my professional or personal development. It's not going to just happen with me just being the same old me. I'm going to have to let go of the old me to be the new me. And so I thank you for sharing that, Ashley. And, when we look at this Changing Lanes, Ashley, it's a great book. It's powerful. And I want to talk about a little bit too about the book. I'm gonna segue a little bit. The unique thing that about Ashley's book is that she also has some great interviews from people who have done it and their perspective, whether it was their experience in going through the educational part of going through school and also what they were able to accomplish as athletes, coaches, and administrators. So Ashley, if you don't mind, share that unique part of your book with Changing Lanes, we talked about perspective earlier in the show. What made you go with that different perspective? Because that's unique compared to most books where it's just one point of view.
Well, and it's really just what you said. I wanted different points of views. Everybody has a different perspective. So the way that I look at things may be different than the way somebody else looks at things, or the way that I say something you may get the attention, I may get your attention, but I may not get this person's attention. So this other person who says the same thing that I just said may catch their attention. So I wanted to kind of give, the readers different takes, different people who have done it different ways. It's not just one way that you can do something. So I want to give them different people that's done it different ways, but ultimately still led to success. And that was kind of my take on it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm guaranteed y'all going to love this. It's great. If you know somebody who's wondering about the process and trying to figure things out when it comes to their education or doing sports or even life after sports, this will be a great read for you. So with the book, let's just go from just having the book out and available for people to order, or let's share some of the responses that you've gotten from people by just seeing that you are author now. Could you share some of those testimonials or if family, friends, and loved ones when you dropped it on them that you actually have a book coming out? What was that like for you?
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, a lot of people were shocked, thinking like, wow, you wrote a book, or you getting a book done? And, I have like a lot of different coaches, that are interested in getting up their athletes, understand the importance of, it's not just basketball, it's not just softball, it's more to it. So it was just, a lot of that. A lot of people are ready to get the book in their hands. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, a lot of excitement around it. A lot of people like, wow, that's what I got a lot. Like, because a lot of people knew I was in school. A lot of people know that I'm doing different things. Now adding a book to it, it's just like, wow, you're really doing it all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that experience and what that is meaning to someone else. And, without you even knowing it, just making a difference in people's lives because they're thinking to themselves like, wow, if she can do this, what I know what's on her plate, what can I do? So just you doing the work alone. I want those who are tuned in to understand the importance. You might not think that it's a big deal, but for someone else, that might be that one thing that was missing for their life that they realize like, hey, you know what? I can go back and get that GED.
Right.
You know what? I was thinking about going to get my doctorate, or you know what? I was about to give up on my health. It seemed like I'm stuck at the same weight, or I don't have the muscle mass that I want to have. I'm about to give up by just seeing you do something extraordinary will allow for people to, know that they can get out of that rut that they're in and be able to excel in life. And so you're doing that, Ashley, in so many ways, making people know that it's more to life. And you didn't just do it because, hey, after the basketball was done with or after you got off the court, you're still doing it professionally and as an entrepreneur too, pushing the level so people can realize like, hey, it's not over me. I don't have to just, and I'm not knocking anybody, but some might say, well, I just thought all I had for me was just working at Enterprise. And that was it for me. But I don't really want to be. Now, for those who want to be at Enterprises, own enterprises and all that, hey, I'm good for you. Hey, send your boy a rental discount or something. I do business with you. But at the same time, I've seen those who I know who I play sports with or whatnot, who might be in certain situations that they just think this is all I can do right now. And it's more to them than that. And so I love what you're sharing and changing lanes. You're doing what you even did with your business. You're reaching people, whether it was at an early stage, whether it's that child, that teenager, or it's their parents, or whether it's administrators and even counselors, knowing how to deal with people as they go through the challenges, and also how they can triumph in this process for us changing lanes, whether it's in sports or in life. So, actually just, last but not least is I want you to speak to that athlete out there, that person who's thinking to themselves like, I see where Ashley is. It's amazing the things that she's doing, but I just got a degree in kinesiology, or I just got this. And, I don't have a master's in accounting, or I don't have this tech. I'm not tech savvy, but I want to share a book. I want to do some things. I want to change lanes, but I don't know if I can. Could you speak to that person right now and give them a word of encouragement on that they can change lanes in their lives?
Yeah, I would just say really, my whole motto is really JGS, just get started. You got to start somewhere. So I would just tell them to just get started, not worrying about what you don't have and worry about what you do have, and work from there. Everybody is unique in their own way. So, not playing a comparison game where this person is doing this or this person is doing that. I can't even do those things. Dig deep, self-reflection is a lot too. Reflect on, what you've been through, your accomplishments, what you're good at, and go from there. Just get started.
Wow. Hey, I got to use it. I'm going to tell you already, I got to use it right there, that JGS. I love that. Just get started. You can change the lanes in your life. You just got to change your perspective, be willing to put in the work, be willing to invest in yourself and continue to grow. And also, Ashley you can tell it by the things that she's accomplishing, but this is a goal-oriented young lady. She sets goals. So she ain't just waking up, I woke up like this, like Beyonce, or nothing like that. But this woman is setting goals and accomplishing those goals. She's looking at, okay, what do I need to do to accomplish my goals? So she's just not just waking up, doing a book, waking up, doing the business, waking up, doing real estate. She's like, okay, what do I want to do? What did I do this year? What do I want to do next year? How do I continue to get better? And what are the daily activities or success habits that I need to get down in my life and rituals that's going to allow for me to continue to move forward and excel. So if you don't get anything else from this particular podcast, I want you to understand that the reason that Ashley Roberts is a winner because she has a winning mindset. And it starts with self-assessing herself, writing the goals out, making it plain with the plan that she has, and then she goes and executes and follows through. So would that be right, Ashley? And tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want to be telling the people the wrong
No,
thing.
you're right. You're right all the way around.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, how can they connect with you on social media? I was just able to get with you over all these months and find you on there. So maybe our audience can be able to find you. So just share with them how they can find you on social media, and also where can they go and purchase a copy of the book.
Yep, you can get a copy of the book on changinglanesbook.org. Social media account is CE Basketball. And I also will be, talking a lot about the book and things like that on social media. This is Ashley R. And those are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Awesome. Awesome. So y'all make sure you go get it. I guarantee you that you're going to love it. And then if you don't just get it for yourself, if you know someone who has, children who's in athletics and you know that they're facing some challenges when they're thinking about where am I going to go to school before they even get there, when they're looking at their 9th grade, 8th grade year, wherever they are, or if it's a student that that's they're hungry, they need the right resources, the right information, even if it's a boys and girls club or it's something at your local church or nonprofit is working with people and working with families, whether it's like Upward Bound or whatnot, give it to those student advisors at colleges, wherever it may be, because this information is something that will change lives. And so by changing lanes, you can change your life. Thank you so much, Miss Ashley Roberts, for coming on. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be able to work with you on this phenomenal book. And I look forward to working with you many, many years to come. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time, remember that this is the year for your new